Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Kathy here. So today I'm going to show you a very quick and easy recipe for a Dauphinoise potato with a roast chicken that I spatchcocked. It's a really nice sort of alternative to your classic roast, and I like to do this every once in a while. Just put a little bit more effort in and make a really nice dish on a Sunday for the family. So please do keep watching this recipe and I'll show you how I do it. So I start off by peeling about 6 medium to large size Maris Piper potatoes. Maris Piper potatoes are the best potato for this dish. You can also use King Edward, but I prefer Maris Piper. So I used about 6 to medium to large potatoes, as I said, which is about half of a 1 kilogram bag of potatoes. I've peeled them all. And I'm just going to set them aside because I'm going to basically slice them as thinly as I possibly can. So if you have a mandolin, please use that, but I don't. So I'm just using my knife to slice them as thinly as possible. Please don't cut off your fingers when you do this, so please be careful. So yep, just slicing those. And then I start heating about 150 milliliters of single or dip double cream in a saucepan, so a large saucepan. And I added a clove of garlic, a bay leaf, and some black pepper. Don't worry, guys, I'll put the exact measurements in the description below. So I just make sure that that's on the lowest possible heat, and I'm just stirring everything in together. You're then going to want to add all of your potatoes into the cream. And one thing I will say is that you basically want to simmer this on the lowest heat possible so that your cream doesn't burn. I sort of got a bit distracted and some of my potatoes stuck to the bottom of the pan. So definitely don't do that. Keep an eye on it and stir it every once in a while so that it doesn't get stuck, and keep it on the lowest heat possible. So whilst that's simmering for about 10 minutes, I make a start on my chicken. So I've spatchcocked a chicken, and if you want to know how to do that, please look at my previous recipe where I showed you how to do that. And I'm just starting with some olive oil, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and then I go in with my garlic salt. You can use normal salt, but I always prefer to use garlic salt. Again, I'll put all the precise measurements down in the description box. I'm also using black pepper, dried thyme, some fresh rosemary because I had it to hand, and this is kind of like a throw every seasoning I had to hand on it kind of chicken, but like I said, whatever seasonings you have will be fine. I'm also using some ground ginger, some hot smoked paprika because I feel like this gives the chicken a nice colour, I don't know why I'm adding more ginger. I guess I forgot that I already added that, so a bit more of that. I'm adding a little bit of curry because I also think that gives it a nice flavour. But like I said, just use whatever you have to hand. And I'm just rubbing that into every crevice of the chicken, making sure that everywhere is basically got the seasoning on it. So my potatoes have been simmering for about 10 to 15 minutes. They're nicely softened and they've taken on the cream. So I'm going to start adding them to my pan. So I've got a deep pan that I've sort of lined with some Lurpak butter. I've just spread it into all the crevices so that the potatoes don't stick. And I'm basically just layering them on the inside the pan, inside the dish, sorry. I'm just layering my potatoes inside the dish. You can do this as neatly as you please. I'm kind of a bit of a lazy person, so I don't do it in that sort of really pretty design where you sort of make sure that all the potatoes are packed in tightly together. I'm more of a do it quickly person, but you can do it as neatly and as prettily as you like. So I've done that first layer. And I'm just going to season with some salt because we haven't added any salt yet to the potatoes. And I also like to add Parmesan cheese. I then sort of just swirling it around, and I'm going to add the second layer. I'm not going to do this as neatly as the first layer because, like I said, I just wanted to do this quickly and get it in the oven. So yeah, I've added some more potatoes, and I'm just going to use my spatula to spread them around so that you don't have large clumps of potatoes in some areas, and just making sure that it's spread out evenly. And I'm again adding some salt to this layer. We don't need to add pepper because obviously we already added pepper to the cream. And again, going in with some Parmesan. I'm pretty sure you can substitute Parmesan for a different sort of cheese, whichever cheese that you have to hand. I haven't tried any other cheese, but if you do let me know. I'm just gonna drizzle in some of the cream onto that layer. Make sure that it's nicely saturated into the potatoes, and then I go in and add the last layer of potatoes. This must be like one of my favourite potato dishes. I just love the creaminess and the cheesiness, and yeah, I do love it, I must say, so I really do hope you give it a try. So I'm just trying to scrape off the potatoes that have stuck to the bottom of the pan because I got distracted, like I said. Just make sure that I get every last slice of potato. So I'm just going to put the last little sprinkle of garlic salt on those potatoes. Wipe down my my area because I did get a little bit of sort of Parmesan and salt on it, so I'm just wiping that down. So now the potatoes and the chicken are both ready to go in the oven. They're going to go into a 200 degrees Celsius oven. We're not going to cover them to start off with because I want them to get a nice colour. But halfway through, when it starts to get darker, I do put some foil paper on it because I don't want the top of the gratin to burn. So I'm just going to cover it up with some foil. And I also do the same to my chicken about halfway through. So you can just keep an eye on it and check, and when it's your preferred level of sort of like darkness, just take it out, cover it up with some foil paper and stick it back in the oven for the rest of the cooking time. So I left both of my my chicken and my gratin in the oven for just over an hour, so I would say an hour and 15 minutes. But it also depends obviously how big your chicken was. But the gratin should take no longer than between an hour and 15 minutes. And yep, just taking them both out of the oven. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's lovely and crispy and dark on the top, just how I like it. And when you cut into it, it's just all like you have the creaminess and the cheesiness of the Parmesan, and it just tastes really great. And it's just the perfect accompaniment with the chicken. And I think if you just serve it with some broccoli, any sort of greens you like, maybe some carrots as well and some peas, it's just the perfect sort of roast, and it tastes great with lashings of gravy. So I would definitely give this recipe a try. As you can see, I couldn't help myself, and I already started taking sort of slices of the potato from the top, and it was just so tasty. But yeah, guys, do try out this recipe and let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video.